This is an interactive video lesson that will help you to improve the skill of problem solving when implementing a business idea in the cultural and creative sector. Having this skill means that you are able to recognize what kind of problem you are facing and not panic when the problem is unclear. Look deeper than surface problems and identify what actually causes the difficulty. Choose solutions that fit your real resources, values, and stage of business. Take action, learn from results, and adjust without losing confidence. To develop this skill, we invite you to watch a short animation video, learn how to identify challenges and find practical solutions when implementing a CC's business idea, and take a self-test exercise. When you start implementing a creative business idea, problems appear very quickly. This is normal, and it does not mean you are doing something wrong. In creative businesses, problems are often not clear, not fixed, and not technical. You may feel that something is wrong, but you cannot immediately explain what exactly. For example, people like your idea, but they don't buy, clients are interested, but decisions take too long, you feel tired, but you don't know which part of the work is draining you, the project works creatively, but financially it feels unstable. These are not simple problems with one correct answer. They are creative business problems, and they behave differently from problems in traditional jobs. Very often, the real difficulty is not the solution, it is understanding what the real problem actually is. This is an important moment to remember. Feeling confused does not mean you are failing. It means you are working in a creative and uncertain environment. Many beginners try to fix things too fast. They change prices immediately, add new services, work more hours, start marketing harder. But if you act before understanding the problem, you may solve the wrong thing, and create even more stress for yourself. In creative business, problem solving starts with accepting uncertainty. You don't need a perfect definition at the beginning. What you really need is curiosity, patience, and the ability to observe what is happening. A very useful question at this stage is, what exactly is not working as I expected, and where do I feel tension? This question helps you slow down. It moves you away from panic and emotional reactions. And this shift from rushing to understanding is the first real step in effective problem solving in creative business. Many problems in creative business appear first as symptoms, not real causes. A symptom is what you notice on the surface: low sales, weak engagement, conflicts in the team, missed deadlines, lack of motivation. These signals are important, but they do not explain why the problem exists. For example, you may say, "My exhibition had few visitors." This statement describes a symptom, not the cause. The real reason could be very different. People didn't understand what the exhibition was about, promotion started too late, the location didn't match the audience, you relied only on social media and had no partners. If you focus only on the symptom, you may choose the wrong solution. And very often, the problem will come back again. Good problem solving means slowing down and asking a simple question: why is this happening? And then asking why again. This process helps you move away from emotional reactions like fear, frustration, or self-blame, and towards clear thinking. In creative studios, problems are often connected. Creative difficulties mix with financial pressure, low energy affects business decisions, lack of structure creates stress and chaos. That is why it is important not to blame yourself or others too quickly. Blame blocks learning. Instead, you analyze the situation calmly and honestly. A simple rule to remember: don't change everything at once. First, understand what really matters. When you work with real causes instead of symptoms, your solutions become more effective, less exhausting, and much more sustainable in the long term. Once you understand the problem, many solutions appear. And this is where another difficulty often starts. In creative business, it is very easy to choose solutions that look attractive but are not realistic. Very often, these solutions are too big, too expensive, too complex, or emotionally exciting, but impossible to sustain. For example, launching a large project without stable income, renting a studio or space too early, offering too many services at the same time, trying to satisfy everyone, clients, partners, audience, and yourself. These ideas may sound ambitious and inspiring. But inspiration alone does not make a solution work. Problem solving is not about choosing the most impressive idea. It is about choosing the idea that actually fits your situation right now. A helpful way to choose the right solution is to ask yourself 3 simple questions. First, can I realistically do this now? Do I have the time, energy, skills, and money for this step? Second, does this really solve the problem? Not just look good or feel active, but actually change the situation? Third, does this fit my creative values? Will I still recognize myself in this solution, or will I feel disconnected from my work? In creative business, good solutions always balance 3 things: practicality, sustainability, and creative integrity. Sometimes the best solution is smaller than you expected. Sometimes it is slower. And sometimes it means saying no to opportunities that do not fit your stage, your energy, or your values. Choosing realistic solutions protects you from burnout and disappointment. It allows your business to grow step by step, in a way that supports your creativity instead of exhausting it. In creative business, problem solving does not end with a decision. It continues through action. Once you choose a solution, the next step is simple: try it in practice. Not perfectly. Not forever. Just enough to learn. Every action gives feedback: what works, what doesn't, what surprises you. This feedback is not a judgment of your talent. It is information. Strong creative entrepreneurs do not expect everything to work immediately. They expect to learn. After trying something, you always have 3 options: improve, small changes, same direction, adjust, change format, audience, or scale, stop, and free energy for something better. Stopping is not failure. Continuing something that clearly doesn't work, that is the real risk. Problem solving in CCs means building resilience, trusting the process, staying flexible, and learning from real experience instead of assumptions. Over time, this approach builds confidence. Not because everything is perfect, but because you know how to deal with difficulties when they appear.
Now we invite you to the quiz section, where you can test your knowledge by answering the following questions. Tick the correct answer. Regardless of whether you chose correctly or incorrectly, you will be given an explanation for the answer. Let's begin. That's all for this lesson. Thank you for participating. Follow the program in eStudio to deepen your key skills for entrepreneurship in the cultural and creative sectors. Upon successful completion of the course, you will receive the digital badge Success in CCS, I Can Do It.